Right? This decimation of stomach acid is allowing dysfunctional bacteria from the mouth to make it through the stomach, entering into the small bowels in a viable way, and now setting up shop in the small bowel. When you look at the studies of what kind of microbes are overgrowing in the small bowel, in the case of SIBO, these microbes are the same microbes that are present in the mouth. So the question is, where are they coming from? They're coming from the mouth. We are swallowing billions of bacteria each day through the swallowing of saliva, but most of those bacteria in the mouth are supposed to be killed off in the stomach by stomach acid. But when you have compromised stomach acid, whether it's through H. pylori infection or the overuse of antacids and proton pump inhibitors, the anti-reflux medication, when you use those things and you compromise stomach acid, then those microbes are allowed to survive through, and they get into the small bowel and they start overgrowing. SIBO shows something called a taxa shift, where you have this characteristic change in the microbiome in the small bowel, and the change is reflective of the microbiome in the mouth.
The bacteria I was telling you about that are overgrown in SIBO, they're part of a group of bacteria called proteobacteria. And proteobacteria are all what are called gram-negative. And gram-negative bacteria in their cell wall have a substance called LPS. All you need to know about LPS is that it's one of the most inflammatory substances known to us, to humanity, in our body. So when we absorb this substance from these bacteria through these gappy spaces in our cell, in our gut lining, our body becomes inflamed. You probably have heard of serotonin, the happy neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitters are made not just in the brain, but all of your neurotransmitters are also made in your gut. But what happens is you make serotonin, whether it's in your brain or in your gut, from an amino acid called tryptophan. And when you're inflamed because you've absorbed all of this LPS, your body is no longer really making serotonin. It's actually shunting the tryptophan to another pathway called quinolinic acid. And quinolinic acid can be extremely agitating to the brain. So very often when people have SIBO, they also have anxiety or depression, and a lot of that can be linked to inflammation.